The camera pans across a glistening marble floor inside the towering headquarters of a billion-dollar company. The CEO, Ethan Cole, strides through the lobby with his usual authority, every eye following him. But as he reaches the elevator, a small voice calls out, "You dropped this, sir." He turns, and in that instant, his heart stops. The little girl standing there is holding a locket. The same golden heart-shaped locket his late wife wore every single day until the night she died. How did this child, the janitor's daughter, have it? And what secret was buried deep in her innocent eyes? The locket that shouldn't exist. Ethan Cole wasn't just any CEO. He was the kind people wrote books about. At 41, he was the face of modern success. Sharp, disciplined, and untouchable. His company, Cole Tech Industries, was the lifeblood of innovation, and his employees saw him as the man who could never break. But they didn't know that behind that power and perfection, Ethan was a hollow man. 3 years ago, he lost Emily, his wife, his best friend, the woman who saw the human behind the businessman. A car accident took her away one rainy night, and with her went every reason he had to smile. Since then, he buried himself in work, building walls so high that even grief couldn't climb over them. That morning was like any other until that small, trembling voice broke his rhythm. "You dropped this, sir." Ethan turned sharply. Standing there was a girl no older than 8. Her uniform was worn, shoes slightly scuffed, and her hair tied neatly in pigtails. She held something small in her tiny hands. When she stepped closer and opened her palm, time stopped. A golden heart-shaped locket glimmered under the lobby lights, scratched but unmistakably familiar. Ethan felt his breath hitch. That was Emily's locket. He had it locked in a memory box. At least, he thought he did. He hadn't touched it since the funeral. Where did you get this?" he asked, his voice breaking through his calm facade. The girl blinked up at him, confused. "It fell from your bag, sir," she said softly. "My dad told me to return it." Ethan's gaze darted to the janitor sweeping in the corner, a middle-aged man with kind eyes and tired shoulders. "Sir, I'm sorry if my daughter bothered you," the man stammered. "She just wanted to help." Ethan didn't respond. He just stared at the locket, feeling the world tilt beneath him. The elevator doors opened and closed, but he stood frozen, trapped in a memory. The night Emily had laughed while wearing that very same locket, the last photo he ever took of her. Later that night, Ethan sat in his penthouse, the locket clutched in his palm. His mind wouldn't rest. It can't be the same one, he told himself. Maybe a replica. But deep down he knew this was hers. The tiny scratch near the clasp, the faint initials E+E, Emily and Ethan engraved inside. He opened it and felt tears sting his eyes. There, tucked inside, was their photo. Old, faded, but real. The next morning, he went straight to the janitor. "Where did your daughter find this?" Ethan asked, his tone softer this time. The janitor looked surprised. "Sir, she said it fell near your car yesterday. I didn't think much of it." Ethan frowned. "Near my car?" The janitor nodded, hesitant. "Sir, if you don't mind me saying, my daughter found it in the parking lot. She said it was lying near that old oak tree by the sidewall." Ethan's heart raced. The oak tree, Emily's favorite place. Years ago, when he built the company headquarters, Emily had planted that very tree. "So there's always life here," she'd said with that bright, playful smile. Now, a piece of her had reappeared right there. It couldn't be a coincidence. That night, Ethan drove to the office again, parking near the oak. The wind was soft, the moonlight pale. He stood beneath the tree, the locket glinting in his hand, when suddenly, a voice broke the silence. "Sir, you came back." It was the janitor's daughter again. She was holding a notebook this time. "I forgot to give you this," she said shyly. "It fell with the locket." Ethan frowned. Notebook. When he took it, his pulse quickened. The cover was torn, but inside, it was Emily's handwriting. Her personal journal. The one he never found after the accident. The pages were filled with her neat, looping letters, and at the bottom of the last entry, it read, "If I ever leave this world before him, I hope someone reminds Ethan to live again." Because even broken hearts can still love. Tears welled up in his eyes. He looked down at the little girl, who was watching him quietly. "What's your name?" he asked. "Lily," she said with a small smile. "My mom used to say I look like an angel. She's in heaven too." Ethan froze. That word, too. He knelt down. "Lily, did your mom ever tell you where she got this locket?" Lily nodded. "She said it was a gift. From a kind lady who helped her when she was sick." Ethan's eyes widened. Emily had donated to hospitals before she passed. Could she have met Lily's mother then? And if she did, was this fate bringing him back to life through the kindness she left behind? The promise that healed them both. Over the next few days, Ethan found himself drawn to the janitor and his daughter. He'd often see Lily waiting quietly after school, coloring while her father finished his shift. Once she offered Ethan a drawing. It showed a big man in a suit holding hands with a smiling woman under a tree. "That's you and your wife," she said simply. "She's happy you found her locket again." He didn't know what to say, but something inside him began to soften. He started joining Lily and her father for lunch breaks. The janitor, Mr. Harris, told him about how his wife, Claire, had battled cancer. "We didn't have much," he said, "but one day, a woman named Emily came to the hospital and helped us pay for her treatment. She said it was just a small favor from one heart to another." Ethan's chest tightened. That was Emily, selfless even when no one was watching. After Claire passed away, Harris said he found comfort in keeping Emily's small token, the locket, as a reminder that good people existed. But when Lily found it on the ground, she thought it belonged to someone who needed it back. Ethan smiled through tears. She was right. Days turned into once lonely CEO began to visit children's shelters, something Emily had always wanted to do. He created a foundation in her name, helping families like Lily's. One evening, as the sun set over the city skyline, Ethan invited Lily and her father to his office rooftop, the very place where Emily used to watch sunsets with him. He knelt beside Lily and handed her the golden locket. "You should keep this," he said softly. "Your mom's kindness made sure it found its way home, and now it's time for it to carry new memories." Lily looked up, her eyes shining. "But it's your wife's." Ethan smiled gently. "And she'd want you to have it, because you helped me remember her, and because she'd want me to smile again." Lily threw her small arms around him, and for the first time in years, Ethan let his tears fall freely, not from grief, but from gratitude. As they watched the sunset together, the golden rays caught the locket, making it glow, as if Emily herself was smiling from above. Ending scene. New day. The same marble floors. Ethan walks through the building, but this time, he stops when he sees Lily helping her father clean the floor. She waves and grins. "Good morning, sir." Ethan smiles warmly and replies, "Good morning, Lily." She jiggles. "Don't drop anything today, okay?" He laughs softly. "Not this time." As he walks away, the camera pans to his desk, where a framed photo of Emily, Lily, and the oak tree sits beside the words engraved on a plaque. "Even broken hearts can still love." The end.